Greetings to everybody out there in the big wide world. It is I, Triple Firestorm, your soon-to-be Lord, Master and God. And today I'm going to do a review and thoughts video on the film Hunger Games, which I saw last night. In a word, awesome. I haven't actually read the books, but I do have them and I'm going to start reading them. If anybody's seen Battle Royale, then you'll probably understand where I'm coming from. This film is, to be fair, I can say it's true to the way it's said, an influential film. It is. Right, I'm not going to reveal a plot, just in case there's anybody out there that either hasn't seen the film or hasn't read the books. If you've read the books, you'll know the plot anyway. But, essentially, the way it kind of works is you've got this civilization, which, to be fair, is very similar to how the world was probably 200 years ago. Essentially, you've got the rich living in wealth and luxury, while the common folk are the ones that are essentially providing for them. You know, they're the ones that, you know, they man the coal, they man the minerals, they fish for the fish. You know, that basically these working people live in poverty, and essentially the ones that are really doing probably 90% of the work. And the way it works is, from what you gather, there was some sort of uprising some 70 odd years ago, and that's how the Hunger Games came about. Essentially, it was to try and quell the rebellion, or something along those lines. Essentially, what it's become is it has become entertainment for the rich and powerful. Basically, every year, 24 people are chosen from the districts, basically the working poor class, and essentially they are pretty much given, I think, about 2 weeks of luxury, literally for about 2 weeks. These chosen are given luxury, you know, they're treated, they're given wealth, luxury for 2 whole weeks. Then for 4 days they are trained in everything they need to know about survival. And during all this, they have to get the interest of the wealthy, who will essentially vote for them and say, right, well, I'm going to submit my support, so I'll give them things to help them. It's a lot like betting. Essentially, the wealthy bet on these 24 people, which are children, really, ages 12 to up to 18, to see who will survive out of all 24. And essentially, it has just become spectacle. You know, the rich watch it and just see it as entertainment, while the working class of the poor districts are forced to watch it, but they watch it and hoping that their children will survive. And I've really got to admit, I absolutely loved it. It's probably one of the best films I've seen this year. You know, it was just such an incredible emotional ride. Essentially, it puts into question things. I mean, if you put it into context, if something like this happened for real, you can guarantee that people would happily watch it and bet on it, because that's the nature of humans. You know, we find sport in this kind of thing, and essentially, it's a scary thought. But the film in general calls in a lot of political things. I mean, it calls into question the divide between rich and common. Well, working class, I don't know what I would call it, really. But, you know, so essentially, I mean, think about it. Right now, we've got this whole concept of the government, and the fact that most of the high people in the government are all from wealthy backgrounds, and they seem to be doing very little to really improve the lives of people. So with the Hunger Games, essentially, you're looking at a hierarchy of people that live in comfort and wealth, while the other 90% of the population break their backs working for these people, so they can basically continue to live in luxury. Then once a year, they have to give up their children, 24 of their children, and only one of them will come back alive. And the interesting thing about the Hunger Games is how the entire thing is essentially controlled, and everything's monitored, everything's controlled. So essentially, they want said person in this location, they'll make them go to that location. I have to say that, I mean, I haven't read the book, so I can't compare film to book. But from what I've gathered, I do believe, from what I've found out, from what other reviews have said, the film is quite close to the book. I do look forward to the next two films, because I do know they're going to make all three books into films. But I absolutely loved it. I mean, I highly recommend it to everybody. After watching it, I think if you haven't read the book, or even if you haven't read the book, go and see it, because you'll probably walk away satisfied, but also probably question a lot of things. I think the whole idea behind it really is just to really show how, to some people, they are blind. Essentially, the way it works really is, because for instance, one of the characters in the film used to be from the poor districts, and he won the Hunger Games, and basically he's done quite well out of that, and now he's living in the city. He's quite a wealthy person. But the interesting thing is since he's from his background, he still looks around it and he still sees all these wealthy people who haven't got a clue about anything. To them, the Hunger Games is just entertainment. It's a TV show, essentially. They sit there, they watch 24 children essentially kill themselves. Like I said, it's very similar to Battle Royale, with the exception it's a different plot, but essentially it's the same concept. So, anyway, I'm probably going to go curl for ages if I keep this up. But anyway, so really, in short, I would just say that go and see The Hunger Games. It is definitely one of the films worth seeing this year. I mean, I've got to admit, in the last couple of months, there's only been a few films that have really sparked my interest, but definitely go see The Hunger Games. You'll love it, you'll enjoy it, you'll walk away with that feeling of, wow, that was awesome, and you'll probably end up really going through it in your head and just thinking, that really does open doors, that really does make you think, and look forward to the sequels. So anyway, this is me, Triple F Firestorm, giving it a 10-star rating for The Hunger Games. Go and see it, everyone. Enjoy it. Peace out.